Hello, my name is Navishka Brahmbhatt, and I'm a research assistant intern with NOSM University based in Marathon, Ontario. Today, I'm pleased to present our project titled What Works for Locums? Expert-informed recommendations for locum physician recruitment and retention in Northern Ontario. I would like to acknowledge that I'm an employee of NOSM University and that this project has received funding from the Northern Ontario Academic Medicine Association through the Alternative Funding Plan. Northern Ontario continues to face a significant shortage of family physicians. This shortage has led to a heavy reliance on locum tenens physicians, who provide temporary coverage during physician absences or ongoing vacancies. Locums are essential in maintaining continuity of care across rural communities, where recruitment and retention of permanent providers remains a challenge. Despite the vital role of locums, there is little evidence-based guidance to inform recruitment and retention strategies. Rural communities in Northern Ontario have adopted various incentive-based strategies to attract and retain locum physicians. However, there is limited understanding of their feasibility and effectiveness within the rural context. To address this gap, this study uses a modified Delphi method to engage key stakeholders in identifying and evaluating locum recruitment and retention strategies based on their perceived effectiveness and feasibility within rural Northern Ontario. We used a modified Delphi process involving 3 iterative rounds of feedback. First, we conducted a systematic review to identify 26 initial strategies across 7 domains: financial, family, career and education, personal, mentorship and clinical integration, and deterrence. An expert panel of 16 stakeholders, including recruiters, clinical managers, and administrators, reviewed each strategy for inclusion, feasibility, and provided qualitative feedback. 7 strategies were omitted. The remaining 19 were revised, resulting in 30 modified strategies moving on to the next round. In round 2, 17 stakeholders assessed 30 strategies, and 23 strategies advanced to the next round. In the final round, we surveyed 16 locum physicians with recent experience working in Northern Ontario. They rated each strategy based on its perceived effectiveness for both recruitment and retention. Many strategies were rated highly by both stakeholders and locums. Locum physicians strongly endorsed financial incentives tied to remoteness, clinical demands, and role difficulty. These were seen as both effective and feasible. Other strategies, such as flexible contracts, accommodations, streamlined credentialing, and administrative responsiveness, were also highly rated for supporting both recruitment and retention. However, some strategies, such as advanced stipends, community resource packages, and CME offerings, were considered feasible, but not especially effective, particularly by locums. Furthermore, there was a difference between strategies that are better suited to recruitment, such as mentorship and comprehensive orientation, versus those that support retention, like repeat service benefit packages. Our findings suggest that many globally informed strategies can be adapted successfully for the context of rural Northern Ontario. Strategies like streamlined credentialing, flexible scheduling, and travel reimbursement were especially valuable, as they address both recruitment and retention needs, offering a high return on investment for rural communities. Financial incentives, particularly those tied to community remoteness, clinical demands, or specialty skills, were consistently rated as both effectiveness and feasible by expert panelists and locum physicians. Compared to complex system-level reforms, financial incentives provide a simple yet implementable solution. We found some high-impact strategies such as administrative burden reduction and physician backup coverage that were seen as effective but less feasible due to systemic limitations. These highlight an important gap. While communities know what would help, they often lack the infrastructure to deliver them. Without reliable locum coverage, rural Northern Ontario risks serious gaps in healthcare access. This study identified a range of strategies validated by both stakeholders and locum physicians perceived to be effective and feasible, with financial incentives being particularly impactful. The findings highlight the need for tailored, stage-specific approaches to locum recruitment and retention. While some highly effective interventions were currently unfeasible, targeted system-level investment could support their implementation in the future. Ultimately, incorporating these evidence-informed strategies into rural healthcare planning can help build a more sustainable, responsive locum workforce, ensuring consistent and equitable access to care in Northern Ontario.